Now we get to enjoy the ending, and I'll try and be as quiet as possible.
Kato.
It's good that it ended this way. Soon, Takamagahara and the vessel will disappear within the time warp. Once you've set foot here, you can't return to the present.
Yeah, looks that way.
You must pray. Pray as hard as you can for the world you want.
The world I want?
Yes. The best one you can imagine.
Hey!
Then you can return.
Kato!
Thank you, my friend.
Yuri!
Come on now, let's pray. For a better world to return to. We can do it. If we really try.
Yes.
I still don't know how I feel about this. She seems like she's 12. I think he's like 20, so I don't know how I feel.
Looks like time's up. It's the mistletoe's curse. I knew I was living on borrowed time.
Are you scared?
No.
Will you lose your memories too?
Never.
Yuri.
Don't look at me like that. I'll see you soon.
Please, promise me. I don't want to lose you forever.
Yeah. Karen,
What?
thank you. Sorry. I can't keep that promise.
I know why you stayed there alone. You were afraid to lose yourself. You realized the only way to protect your soul and your memories was to die. The times you spent with your friends, your feelings for the friend you fought, all of your experiences to this point. All that is what made you what you are, made you into the man you are today. Yes, the man I know, the man I love. Now you don't have to suffer anymore. You don't have to be alone anymore. I'll always be right here by your side. Now we'll be together forever.
So, that is the good ending of Shadowheart's Covenant, at least the first half of it. Though a lot of people they don't say it's a good or bad ending because, well, as you saw there, Yuri gets stabbed with a giant spike. I'll probably talk during the credits and then post a version of the credits without me talking because I absolutely love this song. I can't really talk too much about the ending yet though because there's more after the credits that definitely changes everything, that's for sure. Overall with this game, I really enjoy it. It's not the first game. I love the first game so much more. To me, a lot of the aspects in this game that I liked were hints back to the first game. I just like the feel of the first game better. I like the humor better. I do like the characters in this game, except for Karen, obviously. But at the same time, like when Margaret showed up, I was really excited, and when Keith showed up, I was really excited. And I'm like, "Where's Hallie? What's Jushan doing?" Like, even though the characters in the first game weren't as developed, I feel a stronger attachment to them. Where I find these characters just funny, I guess. Still not sure how I feel about the whole bacon thing. I mean, it made more sense this time. I was glad that it wasn't, you guys screwed up, he was trying to do the right thing, because there's no way in kidnapping Alice and trying to kill her constantly, or not kill her, but to use her constantly, that he was doing the right thing. Now back to the first game. I believe that Yuri didn't know that Alice had taken the curse onto herself, is the impression that I get toward the end of the game. But it sounds like he knows now that's what happened. So I don't know if she told him later on, afterward, because she said she didn't want him to know, or something along those lines. I'll have to go watch the other game again. So I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure that he knows that she died for him in this game, and that's part of why he's so upset. So, yeah, again, I can't really say too much. I will give my explanation for the ending after we see the rest of it. And if you guys have any questions, I'll probably make another video trying to wrap everything up. So leave me your questions, any question you have about the game or certain characters or whatnot. And if I don't know the answer, I will try and figure it out. So anyway, I'll be quiet now and we'll just enjoy the rest of the ending and this this lovely song.
どんな形の愛でも構わないそばにいられるなら散らばってく糸は時を越えまた結ばれてゆくあなたを守ってゆきたい溢れる想いこの胸の中にしまっていつか来る幸せを抱きしめて生きる夢は静かに一人立ちようまた会えるから
Whoa, that's bad. I almost overslept. It'll be here soon.
It's the world you secretly prayed for. The place your heart returns to. The time when you were the happiest. You can start your life over again.
It's that train. I kind of feel like a kid again.
so there's a lot to talk about now. I put the subtitles on at the end there because otherwise you can't read. See? You can't read what it says. Because I didn't actually translate it, which I guess I'm fine with. I'm not going to save the clear data actually because I have a better one for it. Anyway, time to talk about the ending. So, yeah, now I can explain why I have such dislike for Karen, besides the fact of she's all over Yuri and that annoys me. Karen is Anne, who is Yuri's mother. Now, a lot of people try to dispute this and say it's not for sure, it could just be a coincidence, blah blah blah. Those are usually the people who want Karen and Yuri to be together. However, it has been confirmed by the creators of this game that Karen is indeed Anne. And that scene with her and Yuri's dad at the end is in both endings. It's not just in one ending, it is in both. So yeah, she is his mom. Yeah, which kind of makes her feelings for him really gross. It really confuses me too, because when they're on the bench, Yuri says that his mom named him after her first lover. Which I am hoping to God that just means that, like, she loved him and that they weren't quote-unquote lovers, because that would be really gross. And I mean, I could see a guy who's like, girl's gone, just like going out and having sex with girls, but I just really hope Yuri didn't do that. But they also say that Alice is Yuri's lover, and the name of Cornelia's dress of Alice is called the Blue Virgin, so maybe not. Anyway, so yeah. One thing that I've decided the more that I've played this game over the years when it comes to Karen is that if you notice in the very first dungeon when you're with Karen and Nikolai, she talks about how she felt sorry for the demon and how he seems sad, and like she's talking about these feelings that she has for this demon, and Nikolai's like, what the fuck? I mean, I look at that nowadays and think, who else would do that? No one would do that. No one would look at a demon and be like, oh, the poor demon. And she even tells Yuri, I've loved you ever since I met you. He was a demon when you met him, so I don't know how that's possible. So my conclusion is to that is that the old saying, only a mother could love. I think in that situation that only a mother could see the pain that Yuri was going through in that moment and sees the sadness that he has, which she conveys to Nikolai. And I think that the feelings that Karen has for Yuri are feelings of love. They are feelings of love because she is his mother. So I believe that the feelings Karen have are feelings of a mother for a son. But since Karen, let's say she hasn't been in love before, because with Nikolai she's like, no, whatever, I don't want to be with you. So we're going to assume at this point that Karen hasn't been in love. She doesn't talk about unrequited love or whatever. She talks about her duty and her family and her grandma, which is her family again. So we're just going to say that this is Karen's first time having these feelings. So she assumes that these feelings that she has are feelings of passionate love, not feelings of a love for a mother for a son. So I like to believe that that's what she thinks, and then once she meets Yuri's dad, then she really has those feelings and is like, oh my god, I can't believe this. And I have a feeling Karen figures it out, because she is given that picture, and as we see at the end, and when Saki gives it to her, her eyes get kind of wide. So I think she realizes it, plus the fact that the paperwork that Anastasia, it says Anne on it, and it says that she's Russian instead of German. So Yuri is actually half Japanese, half German. I just realized, yeah, German, Japanese, World War II. We're not there yet. We're still in World War I. But anyways, So yeah, that's how I feel about Karen. And see, I don't like all these little things that she does. And at one point, he even makes the comment to her of, "Stop acting like my mother." So I can't remember exactly what he says. It's something along those lines. There's so many times when stuff like that would happen that I would just laugh and I'd have to either cut it out or just play it off because I knew that she was his mom the entire time. So, yeah, thanks to everyone for not spoiling that for the people who have not seen this game before, haven't played the game, didn't know about that, blah 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 blah. Karen actually being his mother kept me playing the game. After I saw the bench scene, I believe, I was so mad that I couldn't play anymore. I was like, this is just ridiculous. I can't watch this and know that he's gonna end up with this stupid redhead girl and who acts like nothing happened with Alice, that she didn't die, she didn't give up so much for him. Like, I just can't do that. So I stopped playing. I talked to my friend who hadn't played the game, but it was right around the time the game first came out. And I was talking to her and I'm like, I don't know if I can keep playing this game. I can't stand the fact that he's going to end up with this girl and it's just going to be like every other game, every other series where there's one girl in one game, then another girl in another game. I thought this game was better than that, blah, 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 going on and on. And she's like, well, I know something that might help you, but without giving away too much. And I'm like, what? And she's like, well, it is a spoiler. I'm like, I don't care. You gotta tell me. I'm like, what? He ends up with her, doesn't he? And she goes, no, it's more Back to the Future. And I was like, wait. I was like, oh my god, she's his mom. So anyway, I wanted to share that story for a while and I couldn't. So yeah. So that's how I feel about Karen. Now about the Yuri side of the ending. As we see in the pictures there, which I never really put together until I was reading someone talk about it online, and Kato mentions it too, once they're in this place, they cannot go back to the present. They have to go to somewhere else in time. And if you notice, Geppetto is the one that really gives it away, because he is laying with Cornelia. He's his daughter. He's not laying with the doll, the puppet. He's laying with his actual daughter. And you can tell because she doesn't have joints or anything on her arms. She is just a girl. So Geppetto's really the one that gives it away, because we see Anna and Corando, they're just kind of off in whatever. Joachim is being a wrestler. I guess that's back in the past or something. I don't know. One that people were really upset about was Blanca going with the young Kawashima and not with Jean. And I think there's an explanation for that. When we see Jean with Blanca, she pretty much tells him to move on, that he should stay with his new owner. Besides the fact that he's a wolf and he's already moved on. He's already accepted the fact that Jean is dead and he's happy with these new people. So, and Jean has moved on. Why would he want to bring her back and take her out of that just to be with her, and knowing that he's going to lose her eventually? So yeah, that's how I feel about that. So then that brings us to Yuri's ending. A lot of people say that Yuri is dead, and this has not been confirmed by the developers. We don't know. But a lot of people, myself included, like to believe that Yuri went back. And in all probability, it could have happened. I mean, Karen goes back to be his mom. Geppetto ends up being with Cornelia. And I don't know what Lucy's doing. I don't know why she's just sitting there with Carla. Wouldn't she be with Lawrence? I don't know what's up with that. Anyway. But so yeah, so that's what. And Alice even says, like, you secretly prayed for. So it's not like he was openly wanting to go there like everyone else was. Like, deep in his heart, he really wanted to go there. He just didn't think that he could. So, and I think the thing with the tree is that Alice is releasing him from the curse of the mistletoe at the end. So I like to believe, and this is why I did the games this way, that Yuri went back to the beginning of the first game. And then, knowing what's going to happen to Alice, because like I said earlier, he didn't know. She didn't tell him. If she had told him, this would have been completely different. But he had no idea that she had taken the curse of the mask onto herself. So, I like to believe that he went back and that he got the good ending. And that is what we're going to do next. Now in an extra video, I will post the quote-unquote bad ending for this game. Nothing changes except for the cutscene and maybe what Jean says, so I'll probably actually go and talk to Jean and see what she says. But other than that, nothing changes except for the cinematics. So I will just show us talking to Jean and then the cinematics so that you guys can see it. But it's I don't want to say too much about it because you guys are going to end up watching it. So I don't like it. You can just say that. I don't like the other ending where with the two endings of Shadow Hearts, like I know one leads into this and then I'm okay with it, especially believing that Yuri can go back and get the good ending now. So yeah, I really, really like the characterization of Yuri, and I think I pointed this out earlier. To me, he's probably one of the most rounded characters in video games. You look at Cloud and Squall, and they're all just giving kind of emo, and then, oh, I fell in love with a girl, blah, blah, blah. Or Titus, he's all like, yeah. I mean, there's just so many characters that there's really not much to them. But with Yuri, I mean, you feel his sadness and, like, you know he's messed up because that was the happiest time of his life was when he was with Alice. So he's got a lot of problems, but he really tries to compensate for it. I think he's not just a typical badass hero guy. He actually has feelings. He's coping with the fact that he watched his mother die in front of him. And he falls in love with a girl, and you know what? He stays in love with her. For crying out loud, what a concept. It's just... I love him as a character. I think even though some of the other characters in this game, like Karen, and like Lucia is just background and whatnot, Blanca has a better character than Lucia does. There are a lot of flat characters in Shadow Hearts. Yuri is definitely not one of them. He is an amazing character. Again, if you guys have any questions for me, or want to give your opinions on the ending, go ahead, do that. I'll probably make another video eventually talking about answering those questions. Any questions that you guys have, I've already answered a couple from people just as we've gone along. So yeah, so just leave questions, and from now we're gonna see the other ending, and then we're gonna go back into Shadow Hearts and play around with getting the good ending, because again, getting the good ending is quite a task in the first Shadow Hearts, and no one's really sure exactly how to do it. We'll talk about that more once we get into that, but we're gonna play around with it and see exactly how to get the good ending. Alright, thanks guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed Shadow Hearts Covenant.